Hello again, everyone. It's Vince Forer from TradingWinds.com, and this is our update for March 14th, 2021. Hope everyone's having a great weekend so far. Let's take a quick look at how the markets finished off last week. It was a bit of a mixed picture. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finishing at fresh new all-time highs, up another 293 points, while the S&P 500 also finished higher, albeit slightly, up 4 points, not quite back to those highs, but pretty close. The Nasdaq still struggling, so the tech stocks still under pressure. Key test at the 20 here so far, failing the test here, but it in my opinion has not been confirmed, and here's why. So the Nasdaq was down about 79 points on Friday, and if I zoom into this section here, you can see this 3-bar reversal, although we closed at the high of the day, and that's why I'm not convinced yet. Ideally, to call a failure at the 20, I'd like to see a break of the low of bar number 1 of this 3-bar pattern. We do not see that yet, and again, we closed at the high on Friday, still well off the lows of, the close from the previous day, but this sets up a chance at least that we can get back above the 20 before we take out these lows. So early this week, again, that test will be significant here. If we look at the Russell 2000, those small cap stocks doing quite well on Friday, pushing off to a new high here and finishing the week up another 14 points on Friday. So that was positive. If we look at crude oil futures, down slightly on Friday. By slightly, I mean 14 cents. So pretty much flat. Not a big deal there at all. Still holding on to those gains, though, those recent gains. Gold down $2.80. Again, we were much lower earlier in the session. Made just about all of it back. But gold still remains under pressure, sitting on an area of support here. Can we hold here? It's certainly possible. This is a pretty significant area of support. So again, we'll look early this week for a move above the 20-period moving average, or ultimately a failure of these lows here, breach of these recent lows. If we look at the dollar index on Friday, we did get a bit of a rise in the dollar here. Now, yields, if you look at the 10-year note, up to 1.629. So yields continue to rise. Tech remains under pressure for now. The other big thing this week coming up is the Fed's decision on interest rates. We'll get to that in just a moment. Let's go sector by sector here and take a broader look at these markets, starting with materials near the highs. So that looks good, continues to look really good. Communication sector, same thing, still looks positive. Energy, absolutely. Trend remains intact, looks fantastic. Financials, even better, sitting at new highs here. So those first 4 sectors look great. Industrials, new highs, fantastic. Now we get into tech, which again has that potential to get back above the 20, but so far still struggling. Consumer staples have rebounded nicely, so that's a good sign as well. Not only have we moved back above the 20 here, but let's confirm, or let's see if we have moved above. No, not quite yet above this recent high, but if we get above that, I think we're off to new highs. So that sector looking much better. Real estate as well. Have a look at real estate, making a push here and actually closing just above this high. So we can say now, I mean, we'd love to see some follow through, are likely to see it though on Monday because we closed at the high of the day here. But we can pretty much say we are finally out of this range, which has lasted since last June. So, I mean, this is carrying on for almost a full year here. This is going to be significant. So that's a big boost to the market overall. Utilities back above the 20 as well. Not above the recent high, but back above the 20. So if you can recall, last week when we looked at these sectors, there were only really a handful, like energy, financials, industrials, I think were higher. Everything else was lower. Now we're seeing a much different picture here. Healthcare also breaking above the 20, not significantly by any means, but we still have to take out a recent high, but we're there, and that's helpful. Consumer discretionaries also. So really now what we're seeing are the techs lagging, and not by much. So we could be on the cusp here of kicking off another major run higher. The other thing is Bitcoin over the weekend hitting a fresh new high, topping 60,000. I think 61 at some point here. We have pulled back to just under 60 now, but the weekend certainly isn't over. But real strong push yesterday into fresh new high territory. So that will certainly help companies that have invested heavily into Bitcoin. Tesla, Square come to mind, that sort of thing. Let's have a look at what we have coming up this week, news-wise. On Monday, not a big deal. There are some treasury auctions, but aside from that, nothing major. On Tuesday, we get core retail sales, and we get manufacturing production, Red Book report as well. Wednesday is the biggie. Wednesday, we get the Fed's decision on interest rates. I highly doubt they are going to move, but what we need to pay attention to is the language. Has the language in their statement changed or not? Are they leaning a little closer to a rate hike or not? So I think all that will come out in their actual statement. I highly, highly doubt we're going to see a hike. If we do, I think that would cause chaos in the markets. I don't expect that right now. But again, I will be following their language a little closer now. We also get the MBA mortgage apps number on Wednesday. We get building permits as well, housing starts, and crude oil inventories. On Thursday, we get the weekly jobless claims number. Again, there are more treasury auctions on that day. Friday, not a whole lot. The U.S. Baker Hughes rig count, but not much else. So the focus will be on, like I said, the Fed. Excuse that area. The focus this week will be on the Fed's decision on Wednesday. Will be on those bond yields, and will be on the tech sector. Can the Qs overcome that 20 here? I still think they can, but we will have to wait for confirmation one way or the other. So that's what we will be focusing on. As a reminder, we will be having another live market chat Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern. I really hope to see you there. But until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on our next update.